But yeah, I just think that was something that was really just like, why? You're ruining the movie experience, okay? So just sit down, eat your popcorn, watch the movie, okay? What is up, you guys? Welcome back to the channel. It's your girl Jada here, back with another video, and today we are going to be doing a quick review on The Little Mermaid. And I have been saying for the longest that I was going to film this video, and now I'm finally getting around to doing it. So let's dive into it, shall we? Before we actually get into what I thought about the movie itself, let's talk about the craziness that went down before it even came out, and then also what happened afterwards. Not about the movie, but just some craziness around the movie, okay? Obviously, we already know that there was controversy with regards to the casting of Halle Bailey as the Little Mermaid. Disney had actually announced from 2016 that they were going to be putting out a live-action remake of their 1989 animated version of The Little Mermaid. Now, they have most definitely been pumping these movies out, and some have definitely been flopping super hard, but it looks as though The Little Mermaid did decently well in terms of, you know, box office. Did they necessarily hit their goal of being like $1 billion film? No, but I do think it did decently well. But when it came to obviously the controversy, like I had mentioned already, in terms of casting Halle as, you know, Ariel, it seems as though the controversy kind of worked in their favor a little bit in terms of actually promoting the film. Even though they took out like billboards and you could see it on Times Square and stuff like that, it did seem like the controversy kind of helped them a little bit more than it hurt them. It seems, okay? It seems. Now, one thing I do want to mention that wasn't the greatest reaction to the film was actually seeing a fight break out in a theater that was actually showing The Little Mermaid. The movie you could see is going on in the background. It's like there's an argument coming from two people in the audience about a seat, I think. But I'm just gonna play that video real quick.
My daughter to go see The Little Mermaid in Orlando, and this happened.
So as you can see, it sounded really petty, but yeah, I just think that was something that was really just like, why? You're ruining the movie experience, okay? So just sit down, eat your popcorn, watch the movie, okay? Now, some of the positives that of course I want to talk about with regards to the premiere of the film was Halle's outfits. Like, yo, can we take a minute to admire these looks, okay? Whoever her stylist was, oh my god, chef's kiss, you did an amazing job, because she looked absolutely stunning for all of these carpet looks. And it's just, oh, I had to take a minute. It had to be put into this video, okay? Had to be. There was some other cute cast videos that I saw as well. I thought it also helped to obviously promote the film too. So I thought that the cast themselves did a really good job with getting attention for the movie as well. And one thing that I do find really funny is when Halle was talking about her hair flip and she sings "A Part of Your World" or something like that. I can't remember the actual name of the song, but either way, that's unimportant, all right? The whole point of this though is that she was talking about that scene, and she comes out of the water, she does the hair flip, and she says she almost broke her neck during the scene because her locks were so heavy because they were wet.
In the film, you do the iconic hair flip that Ariel does, but you have locks.
Yeah.
Woo! Okay, did you hurt your neck doing this?
Yes, I did.
You did?
Yes, I did. It took me like 20 takes because, first of all, for those of you who have locks, our locks are heavy.
Yes.
And when we're in the water, they get even heavier.
Yes.
So it was so funny because we were really trying to make it as beautiful as how it looks in the animated,
Yes.
that iconic shot of Ariel. So it was a funny day when we got it.
And so you had to do it about how many times?
About like 20-ish times, I think.
Ooh,
yeah.
girl.
Yeah. My neck was over it. But it worked.
But it looked so beautiful when you did it. You got it.
Thank
you. You got it.
And I'm just like, girl, the fact that you didn't break it is actually great, okay? Because locks get super, super heavy. And the fact that they also had to add hair, you could definitely tell that they added hair to her hair. So yeah, I'm happy that she didn't break her neck and that she didn't sprain it or, you know, cause any major damage, like nerve damage. But yeah, that definitely could have gone very much so left. Now that we're done with all of the other stuff, okay, let's dive into what my thoughts were in terms of the film itself. So like I said already, all of this other craziness that was going on outside of the film definitely kind of helped to promote the film itself. Even though they were paying for promotional ads and stuff like that already, I think that all these other things kind of helped to boost the audience excitement about it. I don't really have much to say about the storyline. It's the exact same as the animated. They didn't really change anything, which is kind of surprising because Disney has definitely been trying its best to make people a little upset by changing these storylines, kind of like Snow White. But we're not going to talk about that. Okay, we're here to talk about Little Mermaid. I do think, honestly, the cinematography was beautiful. Okay, it was beautifully shot. Everything was super vibrant. But I do think one thing that could have been more vibrant was Halle's hair. I think it could have definitely been redder. Okay, it needed more vibrancy. It was a little too brown. Kind of washed her out a bit. So I think against her skin tone, if they had made her hair redder and a lot more noticeably red, like how Ariel's was in the animated film, it would have been perfect. But other than that, everything was beautiful. The fact that it was underwater, and of course, you know, they had to use CGI here and there for Flounder and Sebastian and all the other sea creatures and stuff, but I thought it was beautiful, okay? I do think every now and again it got a little too dark, like when Ursula would come in. I thought that Melissa McCarthy did a really good job as Ursula. A lot of people were saying that they didn't really care for her in that character role, but I thought she did a pretty good job. Some of the other characters that I didn't really notice was Ariel's sisters. They were just kind of there for me, but I think that Ursula definitely stood out. She was actually my favorite. Even though I love Halle, I actually really like Ursula. I'm just going to be honest. Triton, I thought he was okay. You know, I thought he was just kind of there too. But I do really love Sebastian in the animated film and also in this one. I feel like Sebastian is one of those beloved characters. And then also Scuffle, who's played by Aquafina. So those are just kind of like my favorites in terms of the acting. I thought those characters stood out to me. I think some of my favorite scenes, number one being, of course, the Under the Sea song when Sebastian starts singing. Then all the fish and the starfish and, you know, all these other sea creatures come out. And there's actually some behind the scenes video clips kind of surfacing on the internet here and there. You could actually see how they made the scenes step by step, and it's so interesting, especially when Ariel's like sitting on the turtles that's like crawling across the seafloor. It's actually a person that she's sitting on the back of as they like move forward like a turtle. But that was definitely one of my favorite scenes. And then also when Ursula is making this potion to give Ariel legs, then also when Ursula becomes like this super giant octopus woman and she's like stirring the ocean. I think it's just really beautifully shot. So those are kind of my favorite scenes. Now, my thoughts when it comes to what could have been improved on actually didn't have much to do with the cinematography and the things that I mentioned, but more so about the outfits. I personally think that my biggest pet peeve with this film was the costuming, and that was actually done by Colleen Atwood. She was the costume designer for this movie. I think it could have been a lot more vibrant. I just feel like the color palette was too muted. The dresses have a very feminine build to them. It was just the choices of the color palette. It was too muted and too downplayed, and it just didn't do anything on anybody's skin tone, okay? Regardless of who it was, it just didn't do anything for any of them. So that was like my biggest thing, is that they really dropped the ball on the costume design. It could have been so much more louder and in your face and fun, you know what I mean? It just seemed kind of depressing. I'm just going to be honest. Now, one thing that I do want to mention that I got kind of irritated with was Halle's hair, okay? I feel like, you know, besides the color, I think that could have been more vibrant. Besides that, I think personally that they could have done a lot more stylistically with her hair, Okay, it was really boring. Y'all could have definitely done a lot more with the shape and trying to make it a lot more unique. It just was flat the entire movie. For the majority of the film, she just had a headband on and her hair was just out. And obviously the scenes before that where she doesn't have any legs and she's in the ocean as a mermaid, you know, her hair is just kind of all around and it doesn't really matter which style it's in, you know, it's fine because she's underwater. But when she's a human and she's on land, it's like you could have done something more because now you don't have to deal with it being underwater. You know what I mean? So those are just some things that I thought could have been changed. It definitely kind of made me a little sad. You know, I was like, oh, there was like a missed opportunity there. You know, they could have done so many things. But y'all let me know what your thoughts were with regards to the film. I couldn't really talk too much about, you know, the storyline and plot because it's not new. It's something that's a remake. So there wasn't really much to be said about that. So I kind of talked more so about what I thought could have been improved and then how it was shot and all that stuff. But y'all let me know your favorite scenes, your favorite parts of the film, what you thought about like what they could change, and also what you thought about what I said that they could improve on. I don't know. Let me know your thoughts down below. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.